Whether it's movies, TV, food, or just their everyday lives, Dwaine and David have always got something to talk about. So sit back and enjoy Shootin the Breeze with D&D.
All right, thank you, Andrea, for that wonderful introduction. If you're watching on YouTube, you don't know what we're talking about. Go listen on iTunes, and you'll hear Andrea's introduction of our show. Welcome to the show. I'm Dwaine, and I'm with my best friend, David, and we're just shooting the breeze about movies. And we have a special guest, my brother, Zack. Zack, say hello to
I just lost my headphone.
Yes.
He just missed his introduction.
That's my brother, Zack. This is his introduction.
That's not getting edited out.
To get my headphone.
That's not getting edited out.
That's awesome.
There we go. I'm good.
Let's try that again. And Zack, say hi to everybody, Zack.
Good evening. Hello.
Yes. Good
Thank
evening. You. Hi, my name is Zack.
Hi, my name is Zack. We'll be here all night.
Yes.
Try the veal. There you go.
So, of course, you know David. David, say hi to everybody.
Hi, everybody.
All right, good. So we're going to talk with my brother about movies, and we're going to talk to David about movies, and we're going to talk to myself about movies. What the heck? Hold on.
I have to deal with this on a weekly basis.
You're never supposed to do.
You did what I always do.
YouTube playing in another window somewhere.
That's what I always do. I forget to turn it off.
There we go.
I only dropped my headphone.
Yeah, that is podcasting at its best, my friends. Right there. When you totally blow it like that. We're going to start over.
No.
Just keep going. It is what it is.
We're not going to start over. I'm just kidding.
That's right.
All right. Anyway, hey, we want to thank you. December was our best month ever in Amazon. Thank you for doing your Christmas shopping using our link. Of course, you can get there from our website, survivortalkwithdnd.com. Click on any of those Amazon links and buy stuff. And when you do that, we get a small percentage, and it helps pay for our podcasting. So do that. Also, if you just want to give us $1,000, just hit the PayPal button, and I don't think that's going to happen. But anyway.
Never know.
Tonight we're talking about movies. We have a list. This is the list with my answers on it, so hope you didn't look at it too quickly.
I hope it's not one page.
Yeah, it's one page.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
So we have
Mine's
a list.
front and back.
Oh, man. Okay, I just finished mine tonight. Like, I sat down with Connie. Oh, my gosh.
Holy cow.
Yes. David,
You
what
must
is
have
that?
used large print.
Yeah, David's
Yeah.
old. David, what is that behind you?
That is my protection in case you try to gang up on me. That was a gift from Terry's former boss. He was a geek. He is a geek, and it's pretty awesome if I do say so.
Where is it?
It's a TIE fighter.
I know, but where is it? It's like this optical illusion. I can't tell where it is.
That's the point. When
It
you
looks like
try
an
to
overlay.
attack, it's there to find you.
What?
It'll be there.
What, Zach?
I said it looks like an overlay.
It does.
I don't think it's an overlay, though.
Graphic-y.
I don't think it's an overlay. It's an actual. Touch it. I want you to touch it. And
Wait,
Careful
this-
now.
Shut up, David. Just touch it.
I didn't say that.
Just touch it. The X-wing fighter. Oh.
There you
Okay.
go.
Oh, great. You told him to touch it, and then you show the video of yourself.
No,
So
I
I
did
didn't get to
not. I showed the video of him.
Oh, I didn't see it.
All right, I'll talk.
Sorry.
I'll talk. Keep making noise, and then there's
Oh, that's very cool.
Yes.
You're such a geek. All
That's
right.
prop number one.
Yes. All right, we're gonna talk through our list. I'm gonna kind of ask the questions. David.
Before we get
What?
started,
What?
to join Zach and I, hold on, my earphone popped out.
Oh gosh.
To join Zach and I in this podcast, you're going to have to answer a pop quiz.
What? I have to answer a pop quiz?
What movie
See, I'm obviously not the movie guy in this.
is this from? It's 1981, nominated for 10 Oscars, and it won 4.
Oh, I know.
What?
On Golden Pond.
Well done! You get the first bonus.
Nice. I didn't know there were bonus prizes.
I didn't either. David, what are you sending me?
Did you also? I already left you something at your house. But anyway, and I'm not talking about it there. Anyway, did you know that the hat that Henry Fonda used in that movie belonged to Spencer Tracy? And he had never met Katharine Hepburn until on set of that movie. And she loaned him the hat, and he wore it for the whole movie. So
I did not know
I just thought that was kind of neat.
I do know this.
I worked today. I didn't spend all day on IMDb like David did, so
Yes.
I don't
Actually, that was
have
a good
cool
point.
trivia like that. But I wish that I had. That was very cool. Thank you, David.
I do know this. That movie is not in my list anywhere.
Neither is it in mine, but Henry Fonda is. So I am now ready to begin when you are.
All right, number one, your favorite childhood movie.
Can we have more than one?
Absolutely.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah,
yes, yes. Every one of these is not weird. It's not out there. It's personal. It's what you come up with. It's what you write down. Absolutely more than one, dude. I got 7 pages. So, yeah, I've got more than one.
Yes.
In large font.
We'll be here all night, literally.
Yes, apparently. So,
All right, favorite childhood movie as a kid or as a teenager, David? Go for it.
1977.
thank
A
you.
New Hope. Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Actually,
You know-
I have to disagree. It was not called A New Hope in 1977.
No, it was not.
No, it was
Good
not.
job.
It was not. Number
Yes.
4. Bonus for Zach.
Yes.
Did you know the 2 studios passed on the script before it was actually picked up?
I think I saw that one Sunday afternoon watching TV, and
Yeah, one
Star
of
was
those-
on for the millionth time, and they
Yeah.
had a, hey, here's
Hollywood
special.
stories are
Yes, yeah.
So that's your favorite childhood movie? See, I don't remember that. I remember Zach and Dad coming home from watching either Star Wars or Raiders. I don't remember which one.
You're wrong
And-
on both counts. But
Another
I,
point
not.
for Zach.
I am
I'm just saying.
not.
Oh, are you telling my favorites, or are you going to tell yours?
No, I'm not. I'm telling a story about Star Wars.
Okay.
I remember you and Dad coming home. It was either Raiders of the Lost
It
Ark
was neither one of those.
or it was Star Wars. And okay, well, it was a movie, and Dad said it was a great movie. It didn't have any bad language or sex, and you go, well, every movie has its faults. I thought it was hilarious.
That is funny. I don't remember saying that, but I
You
like
go,
that.
well, every movie has its faults, Dad.
Dad tried.
Oh man! All right, Zach, you name yours. If you have any extras, we'll do those
Okay.
at the end.
Are we going back to those? Because I had several, and I wanted to talk about them, but I saw David's list, so... Okay, Star Wars was at my top of the list, but I'm going to move on because David's already said that one. So I would have to say probably, I believe it was the same year, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. And that's the movie that I came home with Dad with.
Oh, is that the one?
Oh,
That was
nice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I was very, very much like that movie, and still have it and watch it sometimes today.
That
so.
was a great movie.
Yes, that was as a childhood, but it was really more teenager.
Right.
So-
So did you see it at the theater?
Saw it at the theater.
Yeah. See, I've never seen that one at the theater.
That was a chills movie for me. When all the scenes came on, when the mountain came on, and you saw the flat top mountain and all that stuff, and it's like, wow, that was just a chill movie.
Yeah.
You know, he calls that, now I lost my train of thought because I didn't write it down. It wasn't in my notes. Let's move on.
All right. I'm going to give you mine, which is so pales in comparison to y'all's, but I'm going to give it to you anyway.
It's not a Muppet movie, is it?
No.
Okay, good.
It's a favorite childhood movie.
So Ernest goes to camp.
I had
Ernest goes
originally
back to camp.
I had originally put Stand By Me because it was a huge movie when I was a senior in high school. But I changed it because then I realized that I used to love every time It's a Mad, 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 Mad World came on TV.
Oh, yeah.
And I would watch it and die laughing. And the way it just shot right on out there. Did you see the way he just shot on out there at the beginning of the movie? Anyway, absolute great movie. You got to see it. It's a mad, 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 mad world.
You need 3.5 hours, though.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
The funny thing about it is I love the movie, and I've only watched it all the way through like twice.
Who was the police officer that chased them throughout the movie?
Oh, gosh, David.
I've already given you the answer.
Dustin Hoffman. I don't know.
Spencer
No.
Tracy.
Yes, Spencer Tracy.
Spencer Tracy.
That was like his last movie, wasn't it?
I want to say it was. I think you're right. I think that's one of those trivia things. It was his last movie.
I think practically everybody that was a star in Hollywood was in that film.
I know.
They all had a cameo.
Oh, yeah.
I have to admit that is in my I'm getting ahead of myself, but in the favorite movies, top 5 of which I have 20, that's one of them.
Yes.
Wow.
I love that movie. It's hilarious.
All right, so do y'all have any other favorite childhood movies that didn't make your absolute number one, but that you want to say were awesome as a kid?
Go ahead, Dave.
I don't remember. I remember my first rated R movie. I remember My brother took me to see Stripes, which today would probably be PG.
That's a rated R movie right there.
PG-13, yeah, I know.
That's a great movie.
That was really, really good. That's one of my favorites. And I remember going to see Conan the Barbarian only because my mom tried to pronounce Arnold's last name in the theater and did a horrible job. I've told Dwaine this, and I don't want to repeat it the way she said it, but she said it out loud, and I wanted to crawl under the popcorn-stained, Coke-smelling seats that were in there. But I just remember those two. I actually don't remember going to see a lot of movies as a kid. I meant to ask my mom before we got on here, what did I see? What did I like? I don't remember, but I do remember Star Wars because Star Wars was something I'd never seen anything like that before. And to me, I know this sounds kind of silly, but it just told me that movies have so much more range than what I'm used to. And that movie just like pushed the limits on all kinds of movies, and everything after that was just like taking advantage of what Star Wars did. So to me, it was just a huge movie for my love of movies.
How about you, Zach?
Well, I had two others, and I did not see these in the theater. One of them was a John Wayne movie called The Cowboys.
Hello.
1972.
I just watched that with my kids.
That's a great movie.
It is because it's got kids in it.
It has kids in it, and the guy from Revenge of the Nerds actually was in that movie.
Yeah, Robert Carradine. Yeah.
Exactly. And then also, as a younger kid, but still enjoy it occasionally, but can't usually sit through the whole thing, is a Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
My sister didn't like that movie because of the guy that picked up the kids and put them in, was it like bird cages or something?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
She didn't really like
the child catcher.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She's like, I just don't like that part.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Did you know that, speaking of British humor, who was the British, he had a weird show. He was the toy maker.
Benny Hill?
Benny Hill.
Yeah.
Benny Hill
Point for David. I'll take it.
Yep.
Now, that song wasn't in the movie. Where did you hear that song?
That's the show that I was watching in our little study in St. Louis once, and Mom walked in and said, "Turn that off!"
She let me watch it. I don't know why.
That's a horrible show.
I don't think she knew what I was watching, but whatever. Bang Bang and the Cowboys. Those are my four.
Movie and scene during which you laughed uncontrollably.
Lots of editing on this one.
Yes. Well, I personally have three, but I'm not going to share my third one on the air.
Exactly.
But
After hours with Shootin the Breeze.
Yeah. That'll be
late night.
Show. Yes.
That show will be on at 2 in the morning.
So I'll tell you what. I'll go ahead and give you mine. One of them I was with a group of guys, including David, and we were actually in the theater, and we were watching Dodgeball, which I didn't expect to have this kind of reaction to it. But when the trainer guy started throwing wrenches at him and everything and making him cross the street and everything, I lost it in the theater and literally was rolling over in my seat, dying laughing, and couldn't stop.
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
That's right.
And then the guy had to play Frogger in the street to try and get through the street.
I was rolling all over the floor.
We had no idea that movie was going to be that funny. We just knew it would be good once they got to Dodgeball, but the training part was just so funny.
Okay, then my second one is Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. The scene.
I know what scene you're gonna do.
That was a great movie.
The scene whenever Steve Martin and Michael Caine are trying to pull the con, and
Rupert?
Steve Martin's acting like the little boy.
Yeah.
He's at the table and he has to go to the bathroom.
Rupert.
Yes. And Michael Caine says you can't go. And then he gets this amazing look on his face. He goes, "Thank you." That's awesome, absolutely hilarious.
There's great lines in that movie too. Oklahoma.
What a great movie that is.
It is a good one.
All right, how about you, Zach?
Well, My first three I typed up, and then I said I'm not going to say that over the air, so
Okay.
because I didn't want to seem so juvenile.
Oh, so y'all's lists are pages long too. They're just not.
I
for the
took them off
podcast.
because I didn't want to seem like a 15-year-old boy laughing at fart jokes. So,
Right.
but honestly, those are the funniest. I would say one that I do remember laughing quite a bit about was in the Austin Powers movie, where he's on the little golf cart and he's in the narrow hall. And he's trying to turn around. It doesn't sound funny when you're explaining it, but
No, it's hilarious.
it was hilarious in the movie. And have you seen the movie Evolution?
No, I haven't.
Oh,
But that's a more recent movie, right? Like in the
that's
last
pretty
10
old.
years?
David Duchovny, whatever his name is,
Yeah.
and
David Duchovny, yeah.
Orlando Jones, and they had a scene where they get in a cave and an alien fly gets in a suit and they're going to go after it, and so they're
I got you.
it's crawling up the leg, and they're
Yeah.
like, it's funny. It's a really funny scene. So
Right. Okay.
guys,
All right.
Yeah.
Any
Mine
others?
are.
Go ahead, David.
I grew up as a teenager and young adult as a huge fan of Bill Murray, and anything Bill Murray did between Ghostbusters, you got to be kidding. Between Ghostbusters, Meatballs, and Stripes, almost everything he said and did I found hilarious. But I mean, per scene, there wasn't just one scene of those movies for me. It was like every other scene. I don't know if I get in trouble, but about every third scene of Blazing Saddles usually puts me on the ground. Birdcage is another one of those to me. I'm moving on. You're thinking of a scene, aren't you?
There's too many scenes in Blazing
I
Saddles.
know exactly.
The whole movie.
Exactly. It's
I love Mel Brooks.
When it comes on AMC, I just leave it on and do something else. Another one that I could listen to all the time is Birdcage. To me, the scene at the end where Gene Hackman and Diane West are in there to have dinner with their daughter, and Robin Williams and Nathan Lane and everybody else is in there, and it's just one gag after another. That scene gets me laughing. But the one I actually wrote down is from Wedding Crashers with Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson. I love Vince Vaughn. He always makes me laugh. I just saw Delivery Man, but I don't really care for Owen Wilson. But for some reason, when he's with Vince Vaughn, he's really funny. And they have a football game at Christopher Walken's summer house, his senator house. And I know there's another gag right there. But I wish I could do him. They're playing the football game, and Vince Vaughn is the quarterback on the weak team, and Bradley Cooper's on the other team. He's the jock, and Owen Wilson's trying to impress, Rachel McAdams, trying to get her attention. I've been in one of those football games, and what made me laugh so hard was the guy that was trying to impress the girl was like Vince Vaughn getting crushed every time there was a play. so I saw that, remember that game I was in. I'm like, dude, you're not impressing anybody. In fact, he was hurt after the game. But that, and then the scene for breakfast after the senator's artistic son went and visited Vince Vaughn when he was trying to sleep. And the next morning, Vince Vaughn woke up saying, "We're leaving. I don't know what you're doing, but we're leaving right now." And Owen Wilson's like, "Dude, I got a chance. She's talking to me. I like her. I think she likes me." He's eating a breakfast, and Vince Vaughn is piling on a breakfast. He's putting syrup all over everything, and then he's adding more stuff to it, and he's walking away looking, then he grabs that and puts it on top. And his breakfast could feed an army. And he finally sits down, and they agree they're going to stay a little bit longer. But just watching him, maybe it's a food gag or something, I don't know, but it just gets me cracking up every time. The whole movie cracks me up. It's hilarious.
How about the scene in Dumb and Dumber whenever he had given him that laxative before he went to the girl's house?
See, that's what I would admit to, but yeah.
That's hard to watch, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
Have you ever been in a restroom where the handle didn't work?
What?
That's the scene. Oh, by the way, don't use that restroom. It doesn't work. That's where he is, Jeff Daniels.
Oh, there's another scene. There's another one in the movie Liar Liar. You remember that one? It's not really a great movie, but for some reason when I watched that, and the first time he gets the truth thing where he has to tell the truth, and he wakes up the next morning after a one-night stand or something, and the judge asks him, how was your night? And he just blurts out the total honest truth, and it's just hilarious.
I thought it was a really good movie. I liked it.
It was okay. All right, number 3, favorite chick flick. Who came up with this one?
I have a question.
Yes.
Okay.
What defines a chick flick?
Love
That
story.
very much defines how. Well, there's the Notebook chick flick, and then there's romantic comedies chick flick. So
I would
either
call
one.
romantic comedies chick flicks too.
Yeah, I would too.
okay, good, because then I am able to have something.
Yeah.
But
Something that
Notebook
your wife
type-
would agree to see on Valentine's.
Yeah.
Something she'd go with you to see.
It's the guy chick flick.
Dodgeball is not a chick flick.
Yeah, no. There
Any
is
Ron
love in
Burgundy
there.
film is not a chick flick.
Knocked Up is not a chick flick.
No. Okay.
40-Year-Old Virgin, not a chick flick.
No, I've actually never seen that. So
All right. Favorite chick flick, David.
All right, I've got two. One of them is Shakespeare in Love, back in 1998. It's got a great cast. Gwyneth Paltrow and
Yeah, we
All
know
those
why that
people
was
that
your
were-
favorite, David.
huh?
We know why that was your
yeah,
favorite.
I've watched that one many times. I finally had to give it away.
Too much. Anyway, my other one, since we're gonna go there,
You're the one who watched that movie, man.
Yeah,
I
man.
still do. Thank you very much.
Thank
I
you.
like it. It's funny.
When Terry's
it's
gone.
humorous.
It is funny.
No, not Terry likes it too.
Oh, I'm sure she does.
And when I told her it was one of my favorite chick flicks, she goes, "Really?"
Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay, move
my
on.
other one is Summersby with Richard Gere and Jodie Foster.
I've
I
never
think
seen
that's
it.
an awesome movie, and the reason I like it is because of the end. And if you haven't seen it, then I'm not going to tell you what the end is.
No, I've never
But
seen it
the
because I
end
can
is
hardly...
really good. It was filmed in Farmville, which is where Longwood University is, about 3 hours from here. But it's a really good movie. It's a Civil War period piece. It's not a comedy. It is a drama, but it is a romantic movie. It's a chick flick, but the end was really good, and that's why I liked it so much.
Summersby.
I have seen that, David.
Yes. What did you
Once.
think of it?
Uh,
Once?
I saw it once.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear these chick flicks on your list.
I have a hard time watching anything with Richard Gere in it. He's just not my favorite.
What, ever since he went Buddhist? Or
No, I just... Anyway. All right, Zach, how about you?
All right. I wrote 3 down. One is kind of a Christmas movie as well. That's Family Man.
Oh, I love that movie.
That's a great movie.
Yeah, I like that. Nicolas
Yeah,
Cage, good
it's
movie.
a romantic comedy. I don't know if you want to call it a romantic comedy or just want to call it a chick flick, but
Oh, it's definitely a chick flick. It's
it's a
great,
chick
though.
flick, but there's so much humor in it that I can handle it. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then the other one is Return to Me. And
What? Never heard of that one.
Return to Me.
Is that David Duchovny and
Yes, it is.
Minnie Driver? Yeah.
Mini Driver.
Turn
yes.
to
But
Me.
There's
With the heart
there's,
transplant,
there's
yeah.
just a whole bunch of scenes with these old guys and it's really there's a lot of humor in it, and so it's pretty good.
Okay, so I mentioned a movie a minute, mentioned Gwyneth Paltrow. He mentions a chick flick and goes with old guys.
Yeah. He's playing it safe in case Lisa's
That's right,
watching.
he is. He is. He's not
Well,
gonna
my
get any
wife's
text
in the
from
other
Mom.
room, so you know. And then the last one is really corny, but I do like to watch it, and it's While You Were Sleeping.
Oh, really?
Do you remember that one?
Yeah, isn't
I
that
was-
with...
I knew the premise, but I've never seen the whole one. But I asked my wife, and that is probably her favorite movie.
Are you serious?
Yes,
Yeah.
that is her favorite movie.
Who's the actress in that?
Sandra Bullock and Bill
Yes.
Pullman and
Yeah.
a few other people. Yeah.
Yeah, Sandra Bullock. Back when she was playing cute roles,
Yes.
and not quite the powerhouse that she is now, but
Yes.
still,
Right.
but a very cute one. So
Well,
So that's
she
it
is
for chick
in...
flicks.
She is in my favorite chick flick.
All right, Speed is not a chick flick, by the
No.
way.
Wait, no, Sandra Bullock isn't. I'm sorry. I was thinking of...
The Old Men.
No.
Grumpy Old Man is his favorite chick flick.
My mind is totally gone blank. You know how I am with actresses' names and actors' names.
That's
tell
why
us
you need
the
7
movie.
pages of notes.
Notting
right.
Hill. Notting Hill is my absolute favorite chick flick.
I've never seen
Julie
it.
Roberts.
You've never seen Notting Hill, Zach?
Is that the one with who was the guy in that?
That's Hugh.
Oh yeah, I don't like
Grant.
Hugh Grant. Yeah.
Well, it's hilarious.
Well, Zach
I've
and
seen
I
this.
are in tune with that because Hugh Grant plays Hugh Grant in every Hugh Grant movie.
I don't-
And that's
okay.
why I don't like Hugh Grant. But I
Fine.
do like Notting Hill because I
Thank
love
you.
the celebrity side. I love his friend, Rise
Yes.
Ivans, who plays the friend, and he's the kicker in Replacements, and he is hilarious. And that is a very, very funny movie. I do like that movie.
He's trying to figure out which...
bits and pieces of it.
Yeah, you should watch it. Whenever he
It's
tries
good.
to pick out the right shirt for the date. That's hilarious.
And the brother in the movie is you probably don't watch. Do you watch Downton Abbey?
I have to confess that I have watched
the Lord of the Manor, whoever the dad is.
Yeah.
He is the brother in Notting
Okay.
Hill. He is actually the brother-in-law in Notting Hill. Yep, he's good.
Yeah.
Great movie. Best line in the whole movie is really corny, so I'm not going to tell you what it is, but Julia Roberts says it.
Spoiler
Anyway,
alert.
my second favorite, I used to watch it 3 or 4 times a year, Sleepless in Seattle.
Oh,
Which was the first DVD I think you owned. Was it? Because
I think so.
when I came over when you were here in Chesapeake, your first house was at Pintail. I was helping you run a phone line, and you wanted to show me this awesome DVD thing that you bought.
New technology.
And on this little box TV. but I remember watching it because that's the one with Rosie O'Donnell and all them with.
My
Meg
TV
Ryan
weighs
and-
500 pounds.
hey,
Well,
I have to admit that was a good movie.
that was really good.
That kind of goes into one of my categories I just thought of later, but yeah.
All right, number 4, favorite Christmas movie. This is easy.
Too easy.
Yeah, mine's The Muppet Christmas Carol. Always has been, always will be. Love it. It's hilarious. It's funny. It's really true to the book, except they're, 2 ghosts, 2 partners instead of 1. But great movie.
Oh, it's the 2 old guys playing the ghost?
Yeah, Marley and Marley. Woo!
That would be funny. I don't know that I've ever seen that.
Oh,
I don't think I have either.
Hilarious.
I think I've seen it on, but I've never watched the whole thing.
Yeah, it's great. How about you, Zach?
You only have one?
Yeah, well, I mean, I have several that I watch every year, but that's my favorite.
Mine are pretty easy. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Yes, hilarious.
And then A Christmas Story with the Red Ryder BB gun. But
Yep.
Yeah.
probably of those 2,
Gotta shoot your eye out.
yeah, I actually like National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation more.
Yeah.
So I got many lines from that. So
Yes, that's a movie that you watch every year. I mean, that's just you have movies that you watch every year at Christmas, and those are 2 of them for me, for
Yep.
sure.
now, do you watch your movies several times in the season or just once the season?
You this time only once, but usually more than once.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. All right, David. Favorite
Well, it's not a Christmas movie.
Bad Santa.
but-
Does not.
No.
That's
No, I didn't even finish that movie. I know some people liked it. But I didn't even finish
No.
it. I couldn't get through it. No, the Peanuts Christmas show. I know it's more of a show than a movie. It's not really a movie, but that's what my problem with my favorite. But Christmas Vacation, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation is also my favorite because it's the last movie I saw with Terry's dad before he passed away. It's the last movie he saw.
Oh,
And
wow.
I've never seen him cry from laughing. But when Chevy Chase put that super spray on the bottom of that lid and then flew across the parking lot to
Really?
the people, he was crying. He was laughing so hard.
That's
and
hilarious.
he talked about that movie afterwards. And that was the last movie he saw before he passed. And to me, when Zach was asking how many times do you watch it, if that's on, I just leave it on that channel.
Oh,
No
yeah.
matter what part of the movie it's in, if Randy Quaid shows up all of a sudden out of the blue, I just leave it on and just let it play. Unless I'm looking for something specific, I just leave it on that channel and watch it, and I just laugh through the whole thing.
I think Randy Quaid really takes the movie in that one too. That's his
He
best
does.
of all of his.
You just let
stealer.
him. You just let him finish. He'll be done in a minute.
You ain't never seen a set like on that, Clark.
Hey, while you're loading me some money, why don't you get yourself something nice for me?
Buy yourself something big.
That's right.
We could spend all night going over that movie. There you
All
go.
right, movie that made you sleep with the light on.
Wow, what a turn from the last one. That's
I know this is a hard one for me.
A happy Christmas movie and a movie that you can't even sleep.
That's right.
Go ahead,
This was a
Dwayne.
hard one for me because I don't really watch horror flicks that much, if ever. And so a movie that really scares me would be more of a psychological movie rather than a blood and gore movie.
Mhm.
So I had never seen Psycho, and I realize this doesn't scare most people, but when I first watched Psycho, I couldn't sit in my chair while I was watching it. I was like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? He shouldn't go in there and stuff like that. So Psycho would be my choice.
Mhm.
Psycho. And I was like
There was a little bit of slashing in that movie.
I've never seen
Well, yeah.
Psycho all the way through.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. I need to watch it because I've never seen it all the way through.
Yeah, you need
I'm
to.
ashamed to admit it.
Oh, and the most recent movie about Alfred Hitchcock that deals with Psycho,
Yeah.
great movie.
Oh,
Good
really?
movie. Yeah, but you need to see Psycho first.
Yeah, I'll see that first, and then I'll watch the other one.
Now, if we were talking books, Pet Sematary, Stephen King, Pet Sematary. If we were talking books,
Me too.
I finished that one and could not sleep after that.
That was the first Stephen King book I read, and I don't know why I kept reading Stephen King, because when I read it was almost twice as bad.
Oh, it was.
I couldn't look at clowns and sewers for like a year.
No.
After that one.
No.
That's a shame, because I'm sure you were in sewers all the time.
All the time. They're all over the place.
That's right. Go play on the sewers.
Right.
Yes. All right, Zach, you have one?
Well, I'm kind of like you. I don't really like to watch horror movies, but we do watch scary movies every now and then. But they don't affect me like that. I may have bad dreams or something, but I don't have to leave the light on.
Right.
But the one that had the most impression on me was probably the first one I ever saw, and that was the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh.
And that was my first ever horror movie, and I saw it in the theater at a midnight movie, and I walked out of there going, I cannot believe they were able to film that. And oh my gosh, and I was upset for like 2 days just thinking about what things that they did in that movie. So
Yeah.
Whatever.
I don't think I've ever even seen it.
Well, I think there's been remakes and stuff.
Well, yeah,
This was the 1974 version.
The original is listed as one of the best horror movies of all time, of course, with all the Halloween and the Friday the 13th and all those.
Sure.
Right.
I actually looked up that list because we're not going to get any horror friends out of this, because I am not a horror movie fan either. In fact, Terry and I even tried it when we were dating. We went and saw Slaughter High. Just to try, because she wanted to try a horror movie. It was the one that was out. There couldn't have been a worse made movie out at the time for horror movies. I wanted to walk out, but we didn't. We finished the whole thing, but it was horrible. And I'm like, it's like broccoli. I don't see the point. What do we need? What is it? What is it for? I mean,
broccoli's good for you, man. Sure.
I know that's good for it. But anyway, but I did go look up the list, and like Zach was saying about Texas Chainsaw, that's on the list, and Silence of the Lambs is on the list. It's like one of the scariest movies. And I was telling Terry last night, we were talking about it, and she goes, well, yeah. And then I remembered the story of when we first saw Silence of the Lambs. We didn't see it in the theater. Terry and I, when I was working for a video store, a video chain here, my boss, for our first anniversary, took us to Las Vegas for the VSDA, Video Software Dealer Association convention. I met like 50 movie stars. Macaulay Culkin was there. Dudley Moore was there. Pat Morita was there. Star Trek people were all over the place. Anthony Hopkins was there. And he and Michael Douglas were two of the speakers. So we got to meet Anthony Hopkins, just like a quick greet and meet and move on.
Right.
Because his movie was just coming, Silence of the Lambs was just coming out on DVD, or excuse me, VHS, and it was also on pay-per-view in our hotel room, and I was dying to see it. I couldn't believe I hadn't seen it. I felt guilty not seeing it and getting to meet the guy. I'm sure I'll like your movie, but anyway. So I talked her into watching it. It came on around 10:30, 11 o'clock, and we're in the hotel room watching it. And she said she was sitting against the headboard, and I was lying at the foot of the bed sideways watching it. She didn't want to watch it at all. She knew it was going to be scary. She knew it was about a serial killer, and she did not want to watch it. I did. 20 minutes in, she's kicking me in the back because I was asleep.
You're snoring. You're up there snoring.
Because it was so late at night. We walked the convention hall all day, and I was probably snoring. And she kicked me, and I look at her, and her face is this wide. You cannot go to sleep while I have to watch this movie. Now I have to see how it ends. I have to know that people survive. Now you got me watching this movie. You can't fall asleep. So to her, it was very scary.
Yeah.
But I don't have a horror movie, so to speak. But the movie Signs really left a lasting impression on me. It did.
Really?
I'm one of those people that when I see something that's kind of freaky, that's believable, it leaves a lasting impression on me. And we're watching Signs at the Commodore. Commodore is a dinner theater here over in Portsmouth. And you have a table where you eat, and then when the movie starts, you swivel your chair, and it rolls, and you watch the movie on this beautiful big screen.
Nice.
And we go to watch Signs. Terry's sitting behind me. I'm right in front of her. And there's a scene where the boy is trying to feed the dog, and the dog doesn't want to react because the dog's already been messed with by the aliens. And he's trying to get the dog, and all of a sudden the dog leaps at the boy, growls at the boy, barks at him. And at that point, Terry jumped, and when she did, her fingers and fingernails went into my shoulders, which were right in front of me. I'm surprised the seat was still dry when we left. But anyway, I survived that. But they kept showing these great scenes of these aliens. One alien is they're looking down an alley of a birthday party, and an alien walks past the end of the alley.
Yeah.
And then they look outside. This farm's out in the middle of nowhere, which makes me never want to buy a farm out in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
But they're looking out their farm window at night, one night after dinner. They look towards the barn, and at the top of the barn is an alien standing there looking at him from the top of the barn. I'm getting chills right now. Anyway, so and Terry swears, she goes, "You made me go in the house first that night." I probably did. I probably did. Check every room. But that movie just gave me chills, and it was one of those movies that actually I love the movie. I thought the ending was corny, but the movie itself was really well made. I liked the movie. I like Mel Gibson in it, but it just left me not wanting to see it again.
How about Sixth Sense? Did y'all like that movie?
I loved it.
I love Sixth Sense.
Yeah,
that was intense. Good. See, that didn't bother me as much. I remember, I know what you're talking about with some of the people that he saw, they're all mangled and everything. That didn't bother me as much.
Oh, no, no. It's when he has to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night that bothers me.
Yeah, because I have to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night.
So I get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, and I'm thinking there's a dead woman going to walk behind me when I'm going to the bathroom.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Those are both very good movies, though.
All right. Movie that surprised you the most, it was actually good. So you went in expecting meh, and you came out going, hey, that was actually good.
I have 5 of these. I'll go first.
Wow. Oh, my gosh.
I have 5, but I got to explain there. I wasn't going in. I would never go to a movie that's got the worst ratings and reviews. I just wouldn't go. I'd wait for DVD or the library or somebody to give it to me free. But movies I watched that I did not expect great things, and I got great things. So I was pleasantly surprised with these 5 movies. The oldest one is Predator. And I brought this to your house, and we watched it at your house. I did not expect – I had no idea. This is why trailers are so bad, because I had no idea what to expect from Predator.
That was a great idea.
I knew it was an all-star cast. I did not know this alien was going to be invisible and awesome. And that just blew me away in the theater. I was on the edge of my seat the whole movie. I love that movie. One of my favorite movies. The 13th Warrior, another movie I brought to your house when you're at your new house in Chesapeake. We watched it in your movie room. That was another great movie. The only name you'd know is Antonio Banderas or Omar Sharif, but that was a really, really good movie. A lot better than I thought. 12 Monkeys with Bruce Willis and Brad Pitt at the end, I thought was really good. I really enjoyed the twist in that. Another great time travel movie.
An odd film for
a very odd, very out there type movie for those guys. In Bruges with Colin Farrell and Brendan Gleeson. It's a British movie. It's really, really good. And lastly, My Cousin Vinny. That, to me, blew me away and how funny that movie, it's got some gut-busting scenes in that.
What's a grit?
What's a grit?
It's a grit.
The two what? Two utes.
Utes. I use that word all the time. Utes.
I love that movie. That movie was so good.
It is.
So those are my 5. So much better than I thought they were going to be movies.
If you had TVG and you watched that movie, the whole movie would be silent.
Yes. Yes. That is true.
Beginning music and then the end, and that would be it. It's language all over it, but it's funny.
All right, how about you, Zach?
Okay, I had a hard time with this one because I don't know. I couldn't remember any really that stood out, but I guess one, and now when you say it, is like, well, yeah, but at the time I had no idea. It's not very often you get to watch a movie and have absolutely no idea what it's about, but The Bourne Identity.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So you can imagine if you had no clue what this was about, and you saw that, you would have to walk out of there going, "Wow, that was amazing."
Oh yes,
so,
absolutely.
So, The Bourne Identity.
I had actually read all the books before the first movie came out, or all the books that were available.
So you knew what it was about then.
I knew what it was about, but they changed the age of the character. They changed a little bit. To me, the book is more like a Mel Gibson age because he's near retirement. But what they did was incredible. It was fantastic, and they just extended the life of the movies by making him younger. But it was wonderful. Those are it's great movies.
Yeah,
great
I love
movies.
that. And then The Mummy. Somebody had mentioned, "Hey, go see The Mummy," so we rented it. And the second and third one, if there is a third one, they're horrible. But the first one was funny.
Yes,
and it was a lot of fun, and it wasn't a gore fest.
I think there's like 7 now.
Yeah, it's the only way.
That's right.
The only way he can make any money anymore.
Yeah.
Don't get me
Run,
started
Fat Boy, Run. Have you ever heard of that movie?
No.
Oh, gotta watch it.
Hold on, I gotta write it down.
Run, Fat Boy, Run. The guy who plays Scotty in the new Star Trek movies.
Oh yeah.
He's the main character. He also did. I can't remember the names of them now, but.
He did Hot Fuzz. He did Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead, yeah. Paul's, yeah.
Paul,
And then here's a movie. It's kind of a sleeper, but it's called Temple Grandin, and it's
Never heard of that one.
it's actually based on a true story. And I had no clue what it was about, but it's about this girl who has autism, and her mom was very determined to let her have a normal life.
Right.
And so she actually went to college, and she became published in some of the things that she had done, and she became very successful. But it was very, very good. Clara Danes actually plays the part.
Oh wow.
So, yeah, it's really good. So those are mine.
Was that before Clara had some larger parts? Was that one of her earlier films?
No, it's not that old.
Is it like an indie film or something? I don't remember hearing about that one.
Yeah, I have to look it up.
So let me ask you this about Bourne Identity. That's what made you go see it if you had no idea what it was about. Why did you see it?
It was just hey, this is one of the new movies. It's Matt Damon.
Okay.
So it must be a
right.
It must be a top movie, but I really did not know much about it other than I think I had heard that the main line, here's a spy who lost his memory. Like, well, that sounds interesting.
So you've seen those three, right? All three of those?
Yes.
Have you seen the Legacy, the new one?
Yes.
Don't like that one. Didn't like it?
No.
Really? See, I liked it because it was different, because it gave us an agent who was completely different than Matt Damon's character. He had different support. He had different tactics. He was a completely different person, but under the same type guise as an agent. I thought it was pretty good.
Oh, my wife just handed me a note.
Uh-oh. You have to leave?
I'm not in trouble. No,
you haven't done the dishes yet.
No, I never do that. That's not true. It's a movie called The Winning Season.
What's that about? About baseball, maybe?
It's about basketball. It's about this guy who's all washed up, and he's kind of a drunk, and he was, like the basketball star in high school, and he gets a chance to coach girls basketball in high school, and he kind of turns around, and it's really funny. It's a sleeper movie, but it's pretty good. You should check it out sometime.
It's not Paul Giamatti, is it?
Are you on IMDb, David?
Yeah, look it up because I don't remember.
I've seen one with him. I remember the picture of a guy with some odd girls. They don't look like a basketball team.
I don't remember if that's who it is. I'm kind of bad with names, and I don't have the IMDb in front of me, so I couldn't tell you. But
well, I can hear David's mouse clicking, so I knew he was.
No, that's not my mouse. I haven't clicked my mouse.
Somebody's mouse is clicking.
I do not have IMDb open.
All right.
The main character is known, but I don't remember his name. Go ahead.
I only have one, and Zach's gonna hate it, I know, but I didn't. I was forced to watch The Notebook, and I watched it and I liked it. So there you go.
Man card where?
Wow, I didn't say you had to use a chick flick outside the chick flick category.
Dwayne loses points for that one.
Well, I'm sorry, but I couldn't think of too many. So
I get that because Dwayne actually is very emotional.
Oh, thank you, Zach.
Yes, he can be.
Anyway, so I enjoyed The Notebook, but didn't expect to. All right, worst movie you've ever seen, and did you walk out? Or in my case, go to bed? David?
I actually broke this up into two categories, which is worst movie I've seen. Unfortunately, I didn't walk out, and then movies that I did walk out of. But neither of them were that bad. Tara and I went and saw Mississippi Burning when we were came out in '88, so we were dating.
I remember that movie.
And that was really hard for her to watch. I really liked it because I knew about it. I'd read all the history about it, and I was really getting into it as a historical movie, even though it had some facts that were off. She was having a hard time watching it, so we ended up walking out. She wanted to leave. And then when I was a teenager, around '83, we went and saw on a whim. We probably left church one Sunday and went out to saw a movie on a Sunday afternoon, and the only thing really funny playing was To Be or Not to Be with Mel Brooks and Anne Bancroft. And I wasn't really into Mel Brooks at the time. I didn't get Mel Brooks, and I just didn't find it funny. And even though it's not a written by Mel Brooks movie, it's a remake, but it still had his humor that he has now, which now I get. And I've seen it since then, and I liked it. But we walked out like 10 minutes in. I'm like, are y'all finding this funny? Because I'm not laughing. And the guy I was with was like, I'm sorry, I picked the wrong movie. So we didn't even get our money back. We just walked out and went and did something else.
Wow.
Didn't want to see it. Now, my worst movies. There's a list here, but I'm not going to use the list. I got one movie here that just really gives me a headache when I think about it. It's Wild Wild West with Will Smith,
That was horrible.
Kevin Kline, and Kenneth Branagh. Two of the three people I like Kevin Kline and Kenneth Branagh. I'm not really a big Will Smith fan, but that movie was so bad.
Yes.
And to be honest, I'm not a Men in Black fan. I'm not a fan of the Addams Family movies.
Right.
It's by the same guy, which kind of makes sense. But that movie was horrible. In fact, it reminds me of The Lone Ranger, which Dwayne and I just watched, which I didn't really – it wasn't as good as I hoped it would be, even though I knew it got a lot of bad reviews and stuff. But to me, they could have made that more serious. Even with Johnny Depp as Tonto, it could have been a little more serious, and it would have been really good. They could have made a real Western out of it. But my other worst movies I've ever seen was anything with Madonna, except
Well, she hasn't done that many.
except The League of Her Own. That movie I loved, but everything else she's
that's
done
true.
is I avoid like the plague. So sorry, and I know she's not listening, so I don't mind saying that.
No, I don't think she is.
That's
All
it.
right, it's not the worst movie I've ever seen because I mean there's some really bad movies out there. I think one time I went to went to RedBox and saw this Planet Mars movie and rented it and got home and Connie says, "Did you even look it up?" And it had like 1 star and I started it and had to turn it off. It was absolutely horrible. But so if I'm thinking mainstream movie, then and not just because there's hundreds of bad movies out there, but just mainstream movie has to be Captain America. Absolutely hate that movie. I think it's horrible. I can't.
I'm
sit through
offended.
it. I know you are.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
pretty bad.
It is. Thank you. I could not sit through that movie. I went to bed, and I have absolutely no desire to even know how it ends. You know how some movies you watch and
He
it's bad,
survives.
but you want to know how it ends. I don't even care. I don't even
See,
care.
you're not a superhero geek. You're not a big superhero person. See,
Well,
I
he was
am.
in the last movie.
The
So
Avengers.
he survives. Yeah, he was in the Avengers.
Yeah.
So he survives.
See, I don't need to see Captain America because it's like Titanic. I know the ending.
I don't like
see it.
watching things like Captain America because it just seems like I'm watching myself on TV, with all the muscles and everything. So, sometimes I just want to watch somebody else.
Yes.
Every once in a while. Sorry.
You need to see something else, yeah.
That's why I don't watch the Hulk. 'Cause that's
Or
just like
Thor,
watching-
you just watch Thor. And
Yeah.
it's just like home videos. What's going on?
Yeah. It's so tough. All right. How about you, Zach?
All right, well, which one are we on? Oh,
Worst movie you've ever seen? Did you walk out?
all right. I don't think I ever walked out of a movie, but we have turned several off. And to be honest, I can't remember which ones those are. Well, yeah, there was the one Mistaken Identity or Stolen Identity or whatever that one the girl from Mike and Molly played.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it was horrible.
Yeah. Identity Thief.
Identity Thief.
Yeah.
It was so bad I
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
remember the name. It was horrible.
Right.
I wrote on my list anything on the Sci-Fi Channel. But I have to change that because I think either today or yesterday they actually had a good movie on there. But
They're
anything
playing Raiders
made
on
by
there now.
the
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Raiders was on there.
Yeah.
Anything made by the Sci-Fi Channel, which includes, and my number 2 is Sharknado. Great name, stupid movie.
I have not seen that.
Oh, well, I was very pumped to see this movie because I love disaster movies. I mean, if it's a disaster movie, I'm all over it.
Right.
But that one was really bad. And then we went to the drive-in one time. My son, he loves the Last Airbender animated show.
Right.
He wanted to see this, so we went to go see it. It was wretched. I hated it.
I almost included that one on my list too.
It was so bad, and it was like I kept looking at my clock and like, did this have to be the last movie? Can we please start the truck up and go home? I mean, my daughter was asleep, my wife was asleep, my son didn't even enjoy it. I'm like, why are we here?
Yeah.
And then also
wow.
anything by Twilight. So
Yes, really.
sorry if I offended any of the female
That's all right.
viewers, but if there are any.
Speaking of disaster movies, what'd you think of Twister?
I enjoy Twister.
To me, that was one of those that I came out thinking, wow, that was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. It was just very entertaining. I thought it was really good.
Okay, so I do remember another movie, and it's called Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Okay, that's the guy that played in that movie I was talking about, the winning season. Same actor.
Yeah. Well, we
Oh,
were at
okay.
the drive-in movie theater, and it was the second of a double feature.
So it means you get to go home.
So it was like 11:30,
Yeah.
everybody in the family was like, I don't even remember any of it.
Well, did anybody read the book?
No,
Did
I
you guys
didn't
read the book?
No.
No, I didn't.
See, I read the book,
So,
and I enjoyed
All right.
the book. And I don't read that many books.
all right.
Oh,
All right.
Sam Rockwell. That's who y'all talking about. I did see that movie because wasn't he a drunk in that movie? In the basketball movie where he coaches
He
the
was
basketball
drunk,
team.
yeah. He was
Yeah, I
drunk,
remember that.
yeah.
He kept trying to get his daughter back. She was playing, wasn't she?
She was on another team.
I did see that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
was a
that
good
was
movie.
that was a good movie. That was one of those that I saw the stars, and I like Sam Rockwell. I like a lot of stuff he does, and he's a scene stealer in Galaxy Quest. But yeah, I did like that.
I
Galaxy
love that.
Quest.
You
That's
know,
a great movie.
wait a minute. I got to write that down on my top favorite movies. Galaxy Quest. I forgot about that movie. I love that movie.
See, here's the category.
God.
Here's the category I forgot. Movie that gets better every time you watch it.
Oh
For me,
yeah.
Galaxy Quest is definitely one of those. The other one for me is Beetlejuice. I wasn't a real big fan the first time I saw it, but I got Michael Keaton after that, and every time I saw it after that, it just got funnier and funnier and funnier. The music and everything just got better.
I agree.
Oh,
But
man.
Dwayne said I had to stop at 10 categories. So.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, we're running
All
out of
right.
time.
By the way, hi Mom and Dad. If you figured out the Apple TV, good to see you watching.
They could have gone to YouTube, right?
Yes, they could have
Yeah.
done that. All right, best movie you've seen that no one's heard of.
That's hard.
I know it is.
Everybody's
This was
heard of
e-
everything.
This was easy for me because I have one that a friend showed me that I'd never heard of and just blew me away when I saw it. The first one I wrote, there was 13th Warrior, but I put that on my other list too. But to me, that was just, I don't think a lot of people have heard of 13th Warrior. It didn't make a lot of money. I just found it really good the first time I saw it. But the one that really blew me away was in 2004 called Primer. Primer. It is
Never heard of it.
really, really good. It's just one of those movies I just said, whoa, really? And I don't even want to tell you much about it.
Okay.
But you just watch it. It might even be on Netflix. But it just blew me away. It's
Well,
very low budget.
really-
It was made for $7,000,
Wow.
and it made almost $500,000.
Nice.
The
Wow.
guy that wrote it, directed it, and starred in it, it's all his project with a friend. And
Did he
was
film
just-
it himself? Was it a selfie movie the whole time?
No, it wasn't a selfie, but you could tell that it was just an independent made thing, and it got picked up by all these companies, and it just I thought it was really good. I mean, don't expect an Oscar worthy, acting job or anything, but just the story itself was really, really good.
Somebody on the YouTube said, worst movie ever, Battlefield Earth.
Oh, that's, yeah. And I hate to go back, but I just thought of another one, Cloverfield or whatever that was.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you didn't like Cloverfield?
It's
no.
horrible.
I laughed. I actually laughed at most of that movie.
And you were doing the selfie thing, and I'm like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
that movie was so. Like,
Now,
please just
Terry
show
can't
us the
watch it.
monster.
That's a headache. That's a headache for her.
Yeah.
Now, do you know the neat thing about Battlefield Earth? One of those worst movies that mentioned on YouTube. It's
What?
entirely filmed like this. There's not one straight camera shot in the whole movie.
Maybe that's why it's so bad.
No, John Travolta in dreadlocks is why it's so bad.
That's why it's so bad.
All right, I had a hard time with this one because I figured actually the movie I wanted to say I couldn't think of it, and I
So
know
even you don't know what the movie
I
is.
don't remember the name of it. It's one of those crime movies, and David, you and I've seen it before.
Do you
Who's
remember
that?
who was in it?
Yeah.
I don't remember people's names, but it has a bunch of funny actors. It's kind of like, it's very much so like the recent movie about the dog snatchers. Anybody remember that one? What the name of that one is?
101 Dalmatians? I mean, what are you talking
Oh,
about?
David.
Pictures.
Anyway, so the movie I wanted to say, I can't remember. I'll post it on Facebook whenever I do. But
Such a disappointment.
I know. So I don't even want to say this one. Life is Beautiful. Does anybody know that movie?
With Benini?
Yes.
Robert? Oh, I've never seen it.
No, I don't know
Is that
that
the
one.
one where
It's
he
a
jumped
really
up on
good
stage
movie.
and kissed Halle Berry? When he
No.
won?
It's what?
When he won the Oscar for it, that's when
Yes.
he jumped on stage and
He
kissed
won
Halle
the
Berry,
Oscar
yeah.
for it. The reason why most people haven't seen it is because it's a foreign film, but it's a really great movie.
I'm sorry, before anybody corrects me, it was Adrian Brody that kissed Halle Berry. It wasn't Rob Benini. He's the one that just laughed and sang all the way up the stage.
Yeah, Life is Beautiful.
Yes.
All right,
I
anyway,
never saw it.
great movie. Really a great movie about the Holocaust and stuff.
Hmm.
All right, go ahead. Someone else. Who's next?
I'll go. Dan in Real Life. one I
I
picked.
haven't seen that, but I wanted to.
We never really heard of it, and we're like, I think it was a Netflix movie that we sat on for like 2 weeks. I'm like, I either need to return this or I need to watch it.
I said you could have bought it by then.
I could have bought it. Well, it was one of those. It was Netflix, so you could keep it forever. And then we watched it, and now it's one of our favorite movies, and we watch it all the time.
That's a really good movie.
Steven
really
Carell.
good family movie.
It's really
watch
good.
that.
You need to.
Yeah. All right, let's move on.
Did David do? Did David do one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did the primer. Yeah.
Primer. That's right.
His was Battlefield Earth.
Mine was not Battlefield Earth. Although I did make it through that whole movie.
I've never seen it, and I'm not going to even try.
Actually, David's was Logan's Run. That's David's favorite movie.
Actually, I've never seen that movie.
Oh, I like that movie.
It is a good movie. I remember Bailey and Nathan were going to watch it, and since it's rated like G, we thought it'd be okay.
There's nudity in that movie. How can it be
I know.
rated G?
It was rated G.
Wow.
Nathan had scratched off the PG and the 13, 17 that was beside it.
Well, it's like Planet of the Apes. There's nudity in that movie, and it's rated G or PG.
Yeah, but it's Charlton Heston.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that makes it okay.
Yeah.
All right, number 9, movie that you liked when you first saw it, but now you don't. I will go first on this one. A Fish Called Wanda. First time I ever saw that movie, I loved it. I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
And then there was this girl that I wanted to take out on a date. And so I took her out, and we went to go see A Fish Called Wanda. And she sat there and hated the movie and hated me the whole time.
And now you hate the movie.
And now I can't stand the movie. No, but now that movie's not as funny to me as it was when I first saw it.
It did not hold up over time.
I don't think it did either. I agree with Dwayne. I really liked it when it first came out, and I actually think I have the DVD, but I never watch it. I always pass over it.
Yeah.
I loved it when it came out too, but it's not one I keep on the channel anymore.
Yeah.
Well, so that's mine. I didn't pick anymore. That's mine.
I could probably go over my DVD shelf and look at all the movies I've only seen once, and that would probably tell me movies.
Wow.
But to pick one out that I really liked, because I am a superhero fan, I love superhero movies. I've always been a comic book fan, and I've seen all the Batman movies. I mean, everything that's come out. But when the movie Batman and Robin in '97, I even tolerated Val Kilmer because Jim Carrey was in it and Tommy Lee Jones. But when they got George Clooney to play Batman, Alicia Silverstone, and all of Arnold's one-liners that fit in no part of the movie, and even the director in 2005 when they re-released the DVD, he apologized on the DVD for the movie.
Are you serious?
Joel Schumacher. He should have.
Gosh.
Oh, he
I'm
tore that.
sorry you bought this DVD.
Yes, I'm sorry you bought it, but thank you. But yes, Batman and Robin is to me the movie I just can't stand. And Davis wanted to see all the Batman movies. I showed him the Michael Keaton, the Jack Nicholson, and the second movie with Danny DeVito, the disgusting penguin.
Did you hit that one?
No, I'll let him watch it, and then I put it away.
Okay.
But the worst part is Mr. Freeze is in all the Lego games. He's in all the stuff, so that's the movie that he relates to the Lego game.
Oh,
but
man.
that movie's just, and I love Arnold. That's another reason I wanted to see it, and it was just terrible.
It was bad. It was really bad.
All right, how about you, Zach?
Oh, I had two. Silverado. You've seen that? I don't know. It's
That's
got a
a
Western
Yeah.
with it's got every big name actor.
Great movie.
I think it was when it came out. It had every actor in the world in it. It just took forever to get to the point. I thought it just took too long.
Did you see it in the theater?
I don't think I saw it in the theater, but
Yeah.
I have seen it probably 20 times.
Yeah.
And now when I watch it, I'm like, oh, just fast forward. Just turn it off.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then another movie I actually did see in the theater, and I walked out going, that was great, and that was Outbreak
Yeah.
Oh, with the monkey.
with the monkeys,
Dustin
and I'm like,
Hoffman.
wow, that was such a great action movie. And then I saw it again, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. The military would never do this, and we're just going to nuke this small town. It's a small town, no one's going to know.
Donald Sutherland, he was the baddie in that one. Yeah.
I can't stand him. So those are my two.
How about Crocodile Dundee?
I don't think I ever loved it, so I couldn't start hating it.
I'm
All
not
right.
gonna talk about that one.
All right, movie that had the most effect on your life. What a serious one to end on, David.
I like that.
Thank
movie
you.
that had the most effect on your life.
Now, a lot of these categories came from the movies that I already had in mind. So
Yeah, really.
There you go.
oh, make a category for that.
We're going to have to get someone else outside of the podcast to come up with categories next time we do this.
Oh, that's true. That's a good idea. I'll
Well,
go
I
first
did come
since
up
I
with
came
one
up
of
with
them.
Oh, yeah, sure, you did.
Yes, you did.
The movie that affected me, believe it or not, I was in. It was '84. I was getting ready to graduate high school.
Shakespeare in Love.
Yeah.
Porky.
It's older than that. No.
Strikes. What did he say?
Porkies.
Which one? 1, 2, or 3?
Well, I don't know. You're younger than me, so I'd say 3. I don't know. I've never seen that, Mom. I promise.
I didn't.
Porky's,
Back
what
to
is
the
that?
category. We're not on the Porky's category.
I'm not worried about it because she doesn't know how to use IMDb. So
There you go.
sorry, David. Go ahead.
No, I'm thinking of all the funny parts of that movie. I want to say it, but I can't say them. Okay. I didn't know what I wanted to do when I got out of high school. I didn't have any direction, didn't have any college intentions or military intentions. And then I saw a movie that pointed me in the direction I wanted to go for college. And it was Beverly Hills Cop. I know it was a funny movie. It was a great movie. It was hilarious. But it actually directed me towards the police department for some reason. I don't know. So then I went to college for criminal justice.
So
And of
you're a
course
policeman?
now
So you're a
I'm
policeman now?
now I work in a hospital and communications. But anyway,
Yeah. What the heck? Had no
At the
effect on
time-
your life.
it did. It actually steered me. If I hadn't gone to college, I wouldn't have got the job that I got while I was in college that has led me to every other job, which has put me where I am now.
That's
But anyway, at least I went to college with direction instead of just going, not knowing what to do. Who knows what I would have
Right.
done. But for some reason, after watching that movie, I don't want to be Eddie Murphy. I just want to be a police officer. So
Who drives a Nova?
who drives a Nova with a banana, fall for the banana tailpipe trick.
So Police Academy didn't do that for you. Beverly Hills Cop did.
That's well.
Police Academy was actually going to be one of the ones in my list, but I didn't use it.
That's such a funny movie.
Which category though?
And Airplane, that's
The
a
one
funny
that I
one.
laughed at the most, uncontrollably. Frank Drebin goes to the bathroom with his wireless mic on. There, I said it.
That's right.
I was in the theater, and I actually laughed so hard I fell out of my chair.
Yeah, that's what happened to me on my third choice that I didn't say on the air. Oh, man.
Oh, well.
Oh, that's just too funny. All right, so I picked Stand By Me. Came out in August of 1986. I was a new senior in high school, and my best friend Eric and I went to the theater. We didn't really know what to expect. We just knew it was a Stephen King short story, and it was probably the only movie that after the movie, we literally just drove around Tyler for an hour and a half just talking about life and death and stuff like that. It just really affected me at the time. And I still like the movie. It's still a good movie to watch.
That movie has held up over time. That's still
Yeah.
a good movie.
Yeah.
Stand By Me. So that's mine. That and some that affected me in ways I can't share. So go on, Zach.
Let's end this on a positive note.
Yes.
For me, and I'm cheating a little bit on this one because it may not be considered a movie, but I don't care. Panda Brothers.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Great series.
Yeah.
Yes.
We didn't have HBO when it came out, and I really wanted to watch it, but I wasn't going to pay for HBO. So, and then I ended up buying it for my father-in-law and my dad, and still hadn't had a chance to see it. And then finally, Lisa bought it for me for Christmas, and I watched it. And I've watched the whole series several times, and it just the leadership of Captain Winters and what these guys had to go through and the struggles that they went through, and it had an effect on me because I wanted to be a leader like that and have that kind of integrity. So
that was such I loved it because you didn't know anybody really in the movie at the time. The guys that were in the movie, some of them are bigger now, but I mean for the most part the main core of actors were just bit part players.
Yeah.
And it really felt more believable that way, especially when the guy, I think he was a sergeant, he was a real big guy, but he got separated from his unit, and I think he ended up in a ditch and ended up going into a barn.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, man, it's just the stress of going through all that. That was such a good movie. Wasn't that a Spielberg? Was it Spielberg produced? I don't think he directed it. I think he produced it.
Spielberg and Hanks, wasn't it?
Yeah. Because that was
Yeah,
right
I
after
think so.
Saving Private Ryan, I think.
Right.
We started putting that together.
And actually, I like it better than Saving Private Ryan.
Oh yeah, I do too.
Yeah, it's just better. Yeah. So that's that.
What about the one that came out afterwards about the Pacific? Was it called Pacific something?
I think it was called The Pacific, and I tried to watch it, and I think I got through like 2 episodes, and it was just like, my wife and I were both like, it's just not Band of Brothers.
It's not Band of Brothers.
Yeah.
And I know it. I think it. I don't know if it was trying to be or not trying to be, but it seemed like so much like it that I just didn't get through it.
Yeah. All right, but before we get to our David?
No, go ahead.
Before we get to our top 5 movies, which we have to do fantasy style, so we're probably going to lose some of our favorites. David, are you going to like create a post with all these picks on it? Because I don't like with IMDb links to all the movies mentioned. Maybe Shayna can get on that. Shayna?
Yeah, she'll listen to the podcast.
Shayna will do that for us. All right.
Well,
I got one more category.
Oh,
well, that's right. You had a bonus category, didn't you?
Yes, I have a bonus category.
What
movie have you seen the most in the theaters? Did you go back and see any movies more than once?
No.
Did you see it? I saw one movie 3 times.
I saw one 7 times in a weekend.
Are you serious?
I did. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Those are not pillows.
Planes, Trains, 7 times in one weekend.
That was
wow.
I bet that's on your top 5.
Woo!
David, what was the one you saw 3 times?
Mine was Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
I saw it after a graduation of somebody's, and it was so good. I feel like it hit me so fast that I didn't see everything, so I went back the next day and saw it with family, and then I went out on a date and saw it about a week or so later, and it was good every time I watched it. Loved it.
Yeah.
I think I've seen a few movies 2 times. I don't know if I've ever seen one 3. If I did, it was probably Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I may have seen that 3 times in the theater, but other than that, I can't think of any.
Did you ever fall asleep during a movie at the theater?
Hello. Yes. Believe it or not, I'll go first. I fell asleep during A Few Good Men.
Really?
And I love that movie, but I don't know if
slow though.
Tired. There were some slow parts about 4/10 of the way through it gets kind of slow, and it just I don't know what it was, but it just put me to sleep, and I woke up enough to know. Shut up. Woke up enough to know what was happening in the movie, but I fell asleep.
You woke up, Jack Nicholson's yelling, "You can't handle the truth!"
Yes, I can.
How about you, Zach? You ever fell asleep at the theater?
No.
I
But
have.
there's been a couple times when we went to a couple midnight movies, and I'm like, I can't take this any longer. So
Yeah. Why am I doing this? I woke up during a movie once when Glenn Close jumped out of the bathtub.
Hello.
Remember that movie?
Fatal Attraction.
I'm surprised you fell asleep.
I was going to say,
Well,
you fell asleep during
That's
Fatal
a long,
Attraction.
remember, that's that blind date story. I was in junior college, and I had crashed, busted the girl's hand in the door, and it was late, and I was tired.
You took a date to see that movie?
It's horrible, Zach. It's horrible.
Holy cow.
Now what?
I'm uncomfortable watching it on TV with my wife in the room.
I haven't watched it since. I fell asleep during the movie.
I hate Fatal Attraction.
I know.
What's the
One
late?
of the best lines in Sleepless in Seattle, by the way. He talks about it. All right, go ahead. What, David?
I was going to say, have y'all ever gone to a midnight movie? Has there ever been a movie
Yes.
that you wanted to see so bad? Terry and I were out on a date. We were out in Norfolk, and nobody around here would know this place. Janet is not there anymore. But I wanted to see Batman, Michael Keaton's Batman, the first one. I could not wait to see this movie. And we went to go see the 7 o'clock. And there was a guy out front, an employee saying, we were like there at like 6:20. And the guy's like, 7 o'clock, sold out. 9 o'clock, sold out. 11 o'clock, sold out. And we're like, what do you got left? He said, 12 o'clock is the only movies we have left. And it was like 6:30. So Terry had to call her parents and make sure she could stay out.
Your dad's like, yeah, sure you're going to see a 12 o'clock movie.
So we went to a nice long dinner, and then we went and played putt-putt at like 10 o'clock, which was right near the movie theater, and then we went and saw it. And I stayed awake for the whole thing because I loved it. I loved the first Batman movie.
All right, we're going to do our top 5 movies. We got to get this rolling along. Our top 5 movies, fantasy style. David is going to use the Survivor contraption model. No,
I don't know how this
Survivor
works.
Well, we'll
Conjecture
explain it.
apparatus.
Survivor conjecture apparatus to pick who will go first between us three. Once a movie is picked, Zach, it is off the table.
That makes sense.
It cannot be in your top 5. Now we'll all claim, hey, that was mine too, but it won't be in your top 5.
Yeah, you can claim that, of course.
So
now, what I have
Doesn't
here
matter.
is I have a chip with DA. Probably can't see it. Doesn't matter. I have a chip. These are all former Survivor Caramoan chips. DW. We know who that is.
That would be me, Dwayne. Yes.
And then I have the Z on there.
Z for Zach.
So what's going to happen, Zach, is we're only going to pick chips one time.
Okay.
If whoever goes first, obviously first person out goes first, then second, then third, and then we do it reverse. Third, second, then first.
Okay.
And then we go back to first, second, third again.
I'll
Wait,
just
no,
go whenever you tell me it's my turn.
no, David, because then the second person is always the second person.
Yeah, but that's not a bad place to be when you don't pick third or fourth or sixth.
I thought we were going to do 1, 2, 3, then 2, 3, 1, then 3, 1, 2, so everybody gets a chance.
Who's doing this part of the show?
You're right. You're doing it. I just think it sucks. All right, go ahead. Sorry, Mom.
We'll change it the second time around. How about that?
Whatever you want to do, man.
The person going first is crud me. I want to go first.
Why not?
Then you could take credit for all of it.
Well, he only gets to pick
I'm not
one
going to pick
first.
planes, train, and automobiles. I'll tell you that much.
You only get to pick one movie at a time. Next is who?
You.
Me?
Dwayne, number 2.
I like your original way of doing this, David.
You're number 2 every time.
I think we should do it that way. All right. Now, we're not particularly picking them in order, although you might be smart to pick your favorite one first in case someone else snags it. So, David. Oh, sorry, David. You're running this part. Go ahead.
Well, and I also wanted to say that these are not the movies we think are the best necessarily movies, Oscar-winner movies, all this kind of stuff. These are our favorite movies of all time.
Right. For me, this is like if you say, hey, this movie's on TV, I'll stop what I'm doing and watch it.
Or if you're going to start a DVD collection, the Blu-ray collection, these are movies I would want on my Blu-ray collection.
Right. All right.
Or 4K.
We happen to know there are no superhero movies in my list.
I don't even believe you.
Oh, I'm sorry, there's one. Sorry.
Yeah, I figured there is.
Okay.
All right, David, you're number 1, or one of your top 5.
I'm looking at a list of 20. Hang on.
Well, you
I have
better
a
not.
list of 22.
I have
21.
9. No, I have 8, so I'm in some deep trouble.
I actually cut it down to 20.
Are we out of time on the thing?
Oh, no, it goes
no,
on
it goes all
until
night.
David finally picks his
Oh, okay.
pick.
Well,
All right.
all right, we can take our time then.
I don't think. Anyway, any of these could be my top 5. My first pick is going to be 7.
7, great movie.
That's my first pick.
I have that movie.
You
I
have
have
the
it, too.
you own it, or you were going to use it as part of your top 5.
No, what I meant is I own it.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
I did not have it in my top, but I do own it.
All right, David says 7. I am going to say Rear Window.
Wow, I had that on my
Which
list
one?
and I took it out.
I love that movie.
The old one or
Absolutely
the more
love.
recent one?
Definitely the old one. with Grace
You
Kelly.
original.
You don't like the Steve Gutenberg one? Okay.
I never even saw it. If Grace
Don't.
Kelly's on TV, I'm watching it. That's all I gotta say.
Good
So,
choice.
Window, absolutely wonderful movie.
My turn?
Yes.
Young Frankenstein.
Wow.
I'm sorry, man. Mel Brooks, I think that is his best movie ever.
Oh, I'm
With
gonna have
Gene
to watch
Wilder.
that.
You've never seen Young Frankenstein?
I've never seen it.
Gene Wilder and Peter Boyle. Come on.
I wonder if it's on Netflix. I'll have to check it out.
And Marty Feldman.
Oh yeah, white big eyes.
And
All right.
yeah.
All right.
So for round 2, Zach gets to go first.
Oh,
So we do it reverse for round 2.
all right. I'm gonna have to say, and it's very cliche, but Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Raiders.
I've seen that movie so many times. I'm kind of like David. If it's on TV, I'm gonna watch it, and I just love it. It never gets old.
There goes one of my 8.
Sorry.
That's all right. I probably should have picked my more obscure ones and said them later. In fact, I'm going to save that one for later. Am I next?
Yes, you're next.
Jaws. Love
That's a good one.
Jaws.
Jerk. I almost picked it first just to take it off your list, but I said no, I'll let it
Love Jaws, and Nathan bought it for me in Blu-ray, and I still haven't seen it yet in Blu-ray, but Nathan bought it for me.
Awesome movie.
It is good.
All right, David?
I'm gonna go all the way back to 1963 for it's one of those incredible cast pieces, The Great Escape.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I love that movie. Also on that movie.
Ensemble piece, that's what it's called, ensemble piece movie. That is just an incredible movie.
The Great Escape.
The only thing true about that movie is that there was a bunch of people that escaped. Other than that,
Exactly.
all the personal stories have been changed,
Yes.
but it is still a great movie. Steve McQueen on a motorcycle.
Yeah. Based on a true story, there was a prison.
There was a prison and there was a war, and these are what the uniforms look like.
All right, so now we're gonna redraw.
Oh, okay.
I don't get to go. Oh, yeah, I went.
win.
Yeah, you're right. I went twice.
Yeah. First pick
The
is
envelope,
Dwaine.
please. There you go.
Dwaine!
Second pick this time.
Heck, if we can go all night, we
Zach?
can just name them all. Yeah.
I know. Me and Zach will keep going. Dwaine will be done after 8.
Yeah.
And then I'm third and fourth. All right, Dwaine.
All right, Shawshank Redemption.
Good movie. And Stephen King.
Yep, I know. And you know what? That's one of the few that I haven't read. I haven't read it, but I've seen it. Shawshank Redemption.
It's on TBS every 5 minutes.
Yeah, I was going to say, you could find it somewhere on cable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so who's next, David?
Zach is next.
Zach.
Okay. Gosh, I have so many.
That's my problem.
I know. Well, we'll probably just say them all anyway. So what does it matter?
we will, but
we'll we'll do it like this. Okay, another. It's kind of cliche and it's goofy, but I love Back to the Future.
Back to the Future.
Back to the Future. Now
Okay.
that movie, if I did see a movie 3 times in the theater, it would have been that one.
Yeah.
I did see that movie twice with 2 different girls.
Nice.
David, the player.
Leia.
Playa.
Player.
Okay, I'm going to go on a more serious note than Back to the Future.
White chicks.
It's another oldie. Oh my gosh, that movie makes me sick just looking at I've never seen it because I can't look at those two in makeup. I get sick to my stomach looking at those guys. It might be funny, but I can't watch that movie.
David's top
It's
5.
scary. Oh my
White chick.
gosh.
All right, go ahead.
My next pick is going to be Dog Day Afternoon with
I haven't
Al
seen that.
Pacino.
I haven't seen that.
Awesome
I need to
movie.
write that down.
It's a bank robbery heist movie, but it's just one of those movies that there's no action. It's all acting. It's all
Wow.
drama. It's a really good movie.
You know what I'm noticing about our list? My list so far is the only list that Mom and Dad have seen any of them, I think.
They've probably seen Raiders.
No, I know. I'm just... Actually, that's probably not true. All right. Now
So I
what?
get to go again. It's my turn and we go backwards.
Ah,
Um,
don't like this. Number 4 for David.
gosh.
We're already on 4?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Of this round, yeah, number 4 of this round. I got to go with...
No, David has the movie 7, Great Escape, and Dog Day Afternoon so far.
You're right.
You're right. Since we're going to read all these, it doesn't matter. I just got to say, because I'm
No,
such a fan of the book and of the movie, The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King is my next one.
Good one.
That counts as 2.
No. That's
No,
that's
he said The Return of the
third.
King. That's the 3rd movie.
That's the third
No,
movie.
I'm saying it's so long it counts as 2.
If I could have the trilogy, I would put the trilogy. But if I had to pick one of the 3, it's the last one for the
Yeah.
battles.
I
Those are
like the
good.
middle one better, but whatever.
Yeah, Helm's Deep is pretty awesome. But the fights at the 2 major battles are awesome.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right, so who's next?
Zach would be next.
Oh,
right.
okay. See, you're gonna find a theme in me, and I like comedy, but The Princess Bride.
Oh, that's a great one.
It's one of our family. That's my daughter listed that as one of the big movies she's never seen, which she actually has, and we watched that as a family the other night. They loved it. Great.
It never
movie.
gets old. It's so funny, and that was another one where you didn't know hardly any of these actors, but
Right. Nathan loves that movie. Nathan has a Princess Bride poster in his room.
Yeah, Davis
Yeah.
saw that while we were over there. And it's funny that we
Yeah.
had just seen that before we came, and he said, "Did you see that poster?"
Oh, yeah.
I love
Somebody
it.
at college was just like, Nathan was in his room and he said, "Whose is that?" "I don't know. You want it?" "Yeah."
Wow, that's a nice
Yeah.
poster too. It's a color animated poster.
All right, my turn. The Dark Knight. It's a good one.
I don't
Heath Ledger.
have
Oh,
any of
man.
those in my list.
That was my one superhero movie in my list.
Well, The Dark Knight is just amazing. So, and the Joker steals the show. I mean, it's just great.
Actually, I didn't like it as much.
Oh.
And that was going to be another category that I thought of, a movie that everyone else likes, but you can't
That
see.
I don't. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought the movie would never end. It felt like it was as long as Lord of the Rings. So,
Oh wow.
like,
It
you
might have
please
been.
die. Sorry.
And he didn't.
And he
Still
didn't die. Still didn't die.
Please
No,
Not in the
I
movie,
feel like
anyway.
I've watched
Yeah.
the first one and the second one.
Oh man. Okay, Dave. Who's next, David?
Draw again.
Oh, we draw again. Yep.
All right, final round.
We're gonna have to go six
Draw.
rounds. We're gonna have to go 6 rounds because we gotta go backwards. The order.
It doesn't matter to me.
Zach is first
Zach is first.
for first of these last. So you'll pick first in this and last overall.
So we're gonna have our top 6.
Dwayne second and I'm third.
Okay. I'm just picking, and they're not really. I have 20, and I love them all. And this is obscure, and it's an older movie, but Kelly's Heroes.
Oh,
Telly Savalas, Clint Eastwood,
good one.
and with the exception of the singing in the movie, Don Rickles, he's great in it. It's
Yeah.
just a lot of good ones.
All right.
Dwayne.
This one is actually number 2 on my list. If any of you had said it, I would have been very upset. But Dial M for Murder.
No.
Wow, Hitchcock
Absolutely
fan.
love that movie. And again, Grace Kelly.
Isn't that a Hitchcock movie?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I love that movie. Love that movie. Dial M for Murder.
Now, see, Dwayne, I can't believe you haven't said Citizens Kane yet, but maybe you're holding on to that one or something.
No, I've only seen it once.
Well, I thought it was your favorite movie.
No, it was Brother Ernie's favorite movie, and I always wanted to see it because of that.
Oh.
And then I finally saw it, and it was like, okay, I can see why it was really good, but not my favorite.
My next one, I liked it the first time I saw it, but when I worked at the video store, I had to play something relatively PG for most of the day, and this movie was on a loop, and I never, ever got tired of it. I can quote the whole movie.
Really?
The Hunt for Red October.
Oh, that's a great movie.
Love that movie.
Red October.
I quote lines from that movie all the time.
It's a great movie.
Russians don't take a dump without a plan, son. Gotta have a plan.
Hunt for Red October.
I love that movie. Let's see, and then I go again. Gosh, I'm
Alec
glad
Baldwin's
we're gonna cover
like-
all these.
Alec
Super
Baldwin's super thin in that movie, yeah.
Yeah.
He's like half the man he is now.
Well, since we're building a team, a fantasy team of movies, I'm going to go with The Godfather Part 2
Mm.
is my final pick for the official list before we cover the rest of them.
Godfather
Really
Part
love that
2.
movie. That to me, that's another 1 and 2 is another one where if it's on TV, the channel stays there, and I just
Really?
finish watching it.
Davis
Yep.
walks in, Daddy, what's going on TV?
What? Of course, this is from the first movie. Why is that horse head in the bed?
Yeah.
Was he riding his horse in his sleep?
Oh man, I love it in the show Spy. Whenever they do that whole show episode based on Godfather, that was so cool.
That's good.
Remember that one?
Isn't it the son who's the Godfather?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
And he's
it's
got the
funny.
whole girl scene and everything when she sees him
Yeah.
through the door and shuts the door.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Spy. Zach, if you've not seen Spy, you would really like it. It's a Hulu show, but you can watch it on your computer for free.
Oh, okay.
Spy. You've got to watch it. Very funny.
Sounds good.
That and the IT crowd.
Mm.
Every time someone calls at his desk, he goes, "Did you? Is it plugged in?" Like every time. All right,
If you
go
turn
ahead.
it off and turn it back on again.
Yes.
Exactly.
All right, who's next? Zach?
I don't know. Is it my
No,
turn?
Zach was first, so Dwayne's next, and Zach gets to go last.
All right. I don't care.
Toy Story.
Oh, yeah.
Any of them, but 1 and 3 are the best.
3 was really, really good. I really
Well,
enjoyed
3,
3.
boy, it tugged at my heartstrings. But see, that's the first movie I ever took Nathan to see.
The first one?
Yeah, the first one. So for Nathan, talk about great timing for Nathan. Nathan grew up, and so Nathan's 18 years old when Toy Story 3 comes out and is about to go off to college.
Yeah.
So it was like, he was like, oh!
Yeah, we saw that one as a family, and I remember when the toys are in the trash bin,
Yeah.
and they realize, hey, we're not getting out, and this is it. At least we're going to go together. We're all like sitting out waiting for the 5 of us to hold hands as they're getting ready to go. It's like, man, that was tough to watch.
Yeah, it was tough. All right, so Toy Story. I guess Zach is next, last one.
I guess so. That just reminded me, that's the favorite trilogy is one of the questions you took away.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Dwayne didn't take
And
that
Toy
away.
Story was going to be one of the ones that we had.
You know why I took it away? Because Dwayne didn't know any trilogies.
I don't know that many. There's only so many trilogies.
Dude, there's 100 trilogies. The Bourne Identity is...
Born Identity was going to be mine.
Yeah.
Jaws.
Hey, I like Jaws 3D.
I was going to say, if you want to put Jaws Revenge on your list, then you can.
Jaws.
The first Hobbit movie.
Okay.
It's long enough to be a trilogy.
Is it my turn?
Yes.
All
Sorry.
right.
We digress.
I know.
That's how you shut Dwayne up. It's my turn.
See, all mine are old,
That's all right.
but so am I. So I think the youngest one of mine is Princess Bride. The Blues Brothers.
Ah.
Sorry, man. I actually saw that in the theater, and of course, I grew up with the not ready for primetime players on Saturday Night Live,
Right.
and so I saw the Blues Brothers, and I had no idea what this movie was going to be about, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
And the music is great, and now my daughter loves it, and she loves the music, and it's really long, but it's funny.
Yeah.
And it's got great music.
I don't know that I've ever seen that movie all the way through.
Oh my gosh.
But I didn't grow up with... Mom wouldn't let me watch Saturday Night Live. How did you get away with watching Saturday Night Live and I never got to see it?
I think we're starting to tell who the favored son was.
Oh, Dwayne's the favorite.
Can we not even go there, please?
Please, he's the favorite.
Please. Now you got Mom stressing out at home. Now Mom's going to call both Zach and I tonight.
Here come the phone for you.
I don't have favorites. I love you all the same.
I don't have favorites, but it's Suzanne.
I don't have favorites.
At least she takes us to the hospital.
Yeah, but when John was in the emergency room, Suzanne was there.
Suzanne was there. I don't know how I got away with watching it. I mean, I don't really think there was anything to get away with. I don't think it was that bad. It was a little risque, I guess, for that time, but they were all in bed, so they didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, I know. I used to watch David Letterman every night whenever I was, I guess, 7th grade on. Yeah, Mom and Dad always went to bed before we did. That was always weird because we always make our kids go to bed and then we'll go to bed.
I used to watch him in the morning, when he came on in the morning.
I didn't know he came on in the morning.
David Letterman had a morning show.
Back when he
like
was 18 or something.
No, he wasn't that young, but it was one of his first shows. He came on in the morning.
Wow.
Wow.
All right, Dwayne, how many you got left on your list?
1, Star Trek Into Darkness.
Oh, the last one.
No, the first one in the new Star Trek.
No, that's the second one in the new Star Trek.
Oh, well, what's the... Nuh-uh. Okay, well, what's the first one in the new one?
It's called Star Trek.
Oh, well, I love that one. So much I knew the name. Whatever. I told you that y'all are more movie people than I am.
All right, me and Zach can take turns going through the rest
All
of
right,
the
Go
list.
for it.
I'll just go down the
on your
list.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Dave. You can start.
I got L.A. Confidential. To me, another great ensemble movie.
What?
That was good.
And with
I like
Kim
that.
Basinger
Yeah.
and
Back when she
Mickey
was
Rourke.
Kim Basinger. No, not Mickey Rourke. Russell Crowe, Guy Pearce, John Cryer, all those people.
Russell Crowe was
Yeah, it was,
he was a badass, if I can say that. And it's a family film, but family thing, but
yeah. Well,
he was
now
pretty
I am the
tough.
favorite.
Speaking of which, Gladiator is one of mine.
Oh, that's a great one.
I really like that movie. Reservoir Dogs. To me, that's just an acting ensemble piece.
I've
You'll
never
get a-
seen that, but
You'll get a theme from my movies as well as the ones I get into. Now that's one you don't watch with the kids. Yeah, go ahead, Zach.
all right. National Lampoon's Vacation, First
Yes.
Vacation,
First one. Yeah.
yes.
Right.
course, Band of Brothers. We talked about that.
Yeah, that makes me want to buy that.
Lord of the Rings, and if for unlimited, then all three. But I kind of actually like the second one the best.
The Two Towers.
The Two Towers.
Yeah.
Mostly because I like the redhead girl. So.
Right. Well, she does the big kill at the end, but yeah,
she's awesome.
Yeah, Helm's Deep was pretty great. I loved how they made that one. I've also got The Bridge on the River Kwai. I love that movie. The first time I saw it, it just caught me off guard. It was so good. And then going a little recent, The Departed with Leonardo DiCaprio and Jack Nicholson, Matt Damon.
I don't think I've seen that one, but I have seen The Bridge.
That's when we came out of the theater saying, wow, that was so much better than I thought it was going to be. All right, give me two more years.
The first and only Matrix.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I don't like any of the sequels.
Yeah.
They were all disappointing. But the first one, that was a movie I absolutely had no clue. No one told me anything about it, and I finally got a chance to see it, and I'm like, wow, it was awesome.
That one, to me, kind of almost pushed the limit like Star Wars did for me. Because the first Matrix was something nobody ever done before. And it was really
And
good.
now everybody does it. So.
Exactly.
And then another one real quick, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, which you kind of mentioned earlier.
Right.
But, that's really good acting and good story.
Two of the older ones on my list were when I found The Great Escape. I really like Steve McQueen, so I went out and saw The Magnificent Seven, and I just love that movie. I love that movie. And also 12 Angry Men.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Nothing but drama and ensemble. That is an awesome, awesome, awesome movie.
The black and white version?
Yes.
Henry Fonda?
Of course. Henry Fonda.
Yeah.
There's a ton of guys in there.
There are.
Yeah.
There's
I
at
own
least
that
12.
movie.
Yeah.
There's at least 12.
I'm just going to get in the middle of the conversation here. I own that one.
Okay.
And
Go
I
watch
like
it
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
Okay. I forget where I was. Oh, yeah. This one's a little newer, but still kind of dated. The Fifth Element.
Oh, yeah. I thought about that when I wrote down 12 Monkeys. I thought about The Fifth Element. I like that one.
That's so funny.
Chris Tucker's
Chris Tucker stole the show.
He did.
He just... Oh, well. And this is another one. I actually went to see this in the theater when I was a kid. American Graffiti.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I've never seen that one.
Well, it's pretty good. But it's pretty dated because of the music and stuff. But
Wasn't that Spielberg's first movie?
I don't think it was Harrison.
Second?
George Lucas movie.
Yeah, George.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought
Spielberg wasn't in that, no.
Sorry, but whoever did it, I thought that was the one that he didn't like, or he didn't do very well, or whatever.
Well, I think it was his second movie.
He did some sci-fi movie that didn't do anything.
He did some movie called THX.
Yes.
It was about a car or something, and
that's right.
THX,
Yeah.
and
That's right.
I think he's had 3 hits, and Star Wars was his last one, and he rode that train forever.
Yeah.
But American Graffiti, a lot of big names in that one too.
Good one. I think I've only got, I got 4 left, so I'll go.
Go ahead.
Another movie that I've seen many, many times and love it every time I see it is Inception.
Oh, that's a good movie.
I love that movie. Gosh,
Yeah.
it's so out there. It's so well done. It's another good ensemble piece, and it just blew me away when I saw it. I love that movie.
It's also a great movie to test out your subwoofer.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. But the music goes back
Yeah.
and forth, and how it comes in, wakes them all up. Really, really good.
Yeah.
I also like, because of how it ended, Unforgiven, with Clint Eastwood, his Western.
Yeah.
Because to me, it wasn't about the guy going sober and becoming the hero. He went back to being William Money. He went back to drinking, and that's what made him into the guy to survive Gene Hackman's town. He had to go back to being the bad guy that he was to get out of the town alive, and that's what he did. That's why I liked the end. It was more believable as to what would have happened. I really, really liked that movie.
I think he couldn't shoot unless he was drunk either.
Exactly. His hand was shaking too much. He couldn't hold the shotgun.
Yeah, exactly.
I
I think
like
that actually got movie of the year, didn't it?
Yeah, it won. It won Best Picture.
2 movies I like that I didn't mention was Italian Job.
Yeah,
I
that's
like
a good
that
movie.
one. And Gone in 60 Seconds. I like that one too. Not the old one, but the newer one with Nicolas Cage.
Right.
I like those.
I own both of those. I own tons of movies.
Yes.
All right, Star Wars. I had to say Star Wars because
Yes.
I'm a nerd.
Do you like all 6 of them, or just the
Absolutely
originals?
not. I like.
There's only 3. Is there more than those 3?
I really only like the first two that were made, which I guess would be 4 and 5.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't like the Ewok movie, The Return of the Jedi. I didn't like the ending.
All right.
But I like the first two.
I completely agree. That was the portion that they really didn't need.
Yeah.
That was the kiddie portion.
And then Dwayne mentioned this one, but it's a mad, 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 mad world.
Yeah.
I think you mentioned that earlier tonight, didn't you, Dwayne?
Oh, yeah, it's one of my favorite kid movies.
Yes, and it's one of my favorites, too.
Yeah.
So, got any more, David?
Yeah, Stripes I mentioned earlier.
Stripes, yeah.
That's the first, like I said, my brother took me to see it, and that's just a great movie. I got a great memory watching that. Die Hard, the first one.
Yeah.
Just love that movie. Blew me away, that movie.
Saw it so
good.
many times.
Yes. That's another one that stays on. If it's on the TV, I usually leave it on.
Hey, that's a good Christmas movie.
I almost put it as my Christmas movie because it is listed as a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
One other one I got is that I like Quentin Tarantino. I like some of his stuff. Not everything, but I like some of his stuff. But Inglourious Basterds, to me, was... it's an ensemble piece, but there's so much non-action in it that you think it's going to be slow, but it's so well made, well written, and so incredibly acted. I was telling Bailey caught me watching it the other day. She goes, "What is that?" Because she recognized Michael Fassbender, Magneto, in the movie, and she saw Brad Pitt in the movie. I said, I got to tell you about this movie, but I'm not going to tell you about the movie because I want you to watch the movie. Yeah. And then she saw a part she wished she hadn't seen because it kind of ruins the beginning. But anyway, but it was just, I just loved it from beginning to end. I loved Brad Pitt in this movie. To me, I know he can play funny. I thought he was really good in Moneyball, but Brad Pitt in this movie and in Seven just shows how great an actor he is. The last scene in Seven where the package gets delivered and he has to deal with that, how he deals with that situation. Oh my gosh, it's an incredible scene. But Inglourious is just a great ensemble movie. A lot of good people. Even Michael Myers, Austin Powers is in that movie. So it's such a good movie. It's one I could just watch over and over and over again.
Actually, I was thinking just the other day, I need to see that movie again because I think I only saw it one time, but I wanted to see it again. I probably have a copy of it laying around here somewhere.
Well, let me borrow it because I'm going to watch it with Bailey before she goes back to school. I actually don't have a copy of that movie. Nobody's given it to me yet.
Yeah.
Okay, Dwayne, do you have any more?
No.
I got a couple more. All right, Blade Runner.
Oh, good movie. They're remaking that one too.
Oh, they'll ruin it.
Yes, they will.
They don't need to remake it. It was perfect the way it was.
Yes.
Yeah. That was a good movie.
It's excellent. The first Alien.
Yes, that was my first rated R movie.
Really?
Yeah.
There's some. Oh, never mind. I like that movie because it's not like the other ones. Like Aliens is all about gore and people getting eaten.
Action and guns, yeah.
And Alien is really more about the suspense. So it's really a scarier movie.
Yes.
Than any of the others. The others are
That was one. I went and saw Aliens in the theater, not knowing anything about Alien.
Okay.
Not knowing anything about what the movie was going to be about, and loved it. Thought it was really good. Went back and saw Alien and said, "Wow, that's the meat of the story.
Yes.
What we just saw was nothing but Cool Whip or fluff on top of the story. The meat's in the first movie. What a great movie that was."
And really, both of those two are the best ones. And after that, I like the last one that was done, the prequel, if you want to call it that.
That was good.
But it has a lot of holes in it, so it's not in my top 10. So go ahead, Dave, if you have any more.
No, I think I covered all mine because he took Dark Knight and Jaws. To me, I can watch Jaws just to watch Richard Dreyfuss and Roy Scheider.
I like Richard Dreyfuss.
I think they're just amazing. Mr. Holland's Opus is one I really like with him.
Yeah.
That he's in. That's a really, really good movie.
I like Richard Dreyfuss. I have 4 more, and then I'll be done. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. I've seen it so many times.
Yes.
That I actually played the movie back and recorded it onto cassette tape just to get the dialogue so I could hear the dialogue.
Wow.
I thought you were going to say I played it backwards to find a message in it.
Yeah, exactly.
That is hilarious.
Dale Griffith is Satan. Dale Griffith is Satan. It's so funny. That movie's so funny. Another Gene Wilder movie, Silver Streak.
Oh, with Richard Pryor.
A little dated, but it's got Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder, and they were a great combo.
Yeah.
So that's a good one. And this is a screwball comedy from a long time ago called What's Up, Doc?
Oh,
Yes.
Robert Redford and
Oh,
Barbara Streisand.
yeah.
No, it was not Robert
Not
Redford.
Redford.
It was Ryan O'Neal.
Ryan O'Neal.
Yes.
Barbara Streisand,
I
Madeline
love that
Kahn.
movie. I would have watched that it came on TV a lot whenever I was a kid.
Yeah, it did. It came on the Sunday night movie a lot.
Oh, I love that
It's
movie.
funny. I haven't seen it in a long time, but
That reminds me of Mad World because it kind of just go all over the place. It kept going from place to place. It seemed like it's one of those movies that just made you laugh every time it moved to a different scene.
it was.
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me, Barefoot in the Park. I really liked that movie when I was a kid. With
I've never seen that one.
I think Ryan O'Neal again. Anyway,
And my
Well, you
last
mentioned-
one was
Yeah,
The
go ahead.
Odd Couple.
Odd Couple.
Oh, the original with Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau.
Yeah,
good-
I love
good movie.
both of those, but I love Walter Matthau.
You mentioned Silver Streak and reminded me of Stir Crazy.
Yeah, Stir Crazy is a good one too.
That's a really
Wilder
good
and
one.
Richard Pryor. But I like
Yeah.
Silver Streak better.
I don't think I've seen all of Silver Streak. I want to say I've seen parts of it, but not the whole thing.
It's pretty campy. For some reason, I just like it.
Yeah.
So
Well, all right, y'all. That was
that's it.
that was fun.
It was fun. Thank you guys for letting me be a part of that.
Hey, is there any YouTube comments we need to, questions or
No.
anything, or is it too late?
Well,
Okay.
I don't see any on there, so
Okay.
there's probably some. I get a little alert every once in a while that someone's said something, but it's not showing up on my Hangout toolbox thing, so I don't know what they are. But
Let me go check, or
no, that's all right. It's
Okay.
getting kind of late. We've been on for about an hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes. So if you want, well, anyway, thanks, Zach, for coming on.
yes, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I actually got to have a conversation with somebody about movies instead of, just
Oh, gosh.
somebody saying, I can't remember his name, but he's in this movie.
Well, okay. David's like an encyclopedia of actors' names.
I watch movies with my phone in my hand with IMDb on it all the time.
Yes, I have the shortcut on my phone, too.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what David
Not
does.
in a theater, of course. But
No.
But well, it bugs me to see somebody. What did I see them in? And I'm watching The Delivery Man with Vince Vaughn, and there's this girl in the movie. I'm like, what have I seen her in? And I couldn't think of it. It's Under the Dome. It's the girl that was in the bunker being held kidnapped and Under the
Oh,
Dome.
yeah.
She was in Delivery Man. I'm like, where have I seen her before? And I thought, Under the Dome. Yeah, Under the Dome. Okay, anyway.
Yeah. I'm glad she was able to get some work after Under the Dome.
I didn't see it.
Okay, well,
You didn't miss much.
don't waste 14 hours of your life on that one. Although you do need to see. Okay, I hope you've written this down, Zach. On Hulu, you need to see Spies.
Spy. Oh,
Or
Spies?
Spy. I think it may just
No,
be
it's
called
Spy. It's single. Spy.
Single.
Yeah, I think it's
Singular.
Spy. You need to see the IT.
Is
What's
it
that one called?
The IT Crowd.
Yeah, the IT Crowd.
The IT crowd?
Yes.
Well-
Because
While
I'm an
you're at
IT person, so
Yeah. Oh,
Right.
you'd love it then because
Oh,
you
yeah, you'll-
completely understand it.
Yes.
And each season, the seasons get funnier and funnier. And also, you can watch Whites. There's only one season of Whites, but I really enjoyed that. I thought that was
Whites
good.
is very funny as well.
all right.
So those are 3 shows you need to watch.
Yeah, like you said, instead of wasting 14 hours on Under the Dome, you could watch half of the Lord of the Rings trilogy and be there. So,
Yeah. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening to Shootin' the Breeze. And if you want more of Survivor or Shootin' the Breeze, just go to our website, survivortalkwithdnd.com. We have a very active Facebook group, which is groups/Survivor Talk. And while you're there, shop Amazon, buy a big screen TV, give David, a couple bucks. It'll help him out. So subscribe and leave an iTunes rating, please. No one in my family does, but you could.
I was expecting that.
Yeah. Our main show is Survivor Talk with D&D, the award-nominated but didn't win Survivor Talk with D&D show, where we talk about Survivor. Any final words, David?
no, I was glad we finally did this, and I would love to do one again with Zach where our listeners come up with the questions or come up with categories. That would be
Well,
fun.
I'm game. It's Zach's game.
Absolutely. I'll just give me more than a week's heads up so I can get the camera, because I had to borrow the camera.
Yeah. All right. How about you, Zach? Any final words?
No, just thanks for letting me be on. I enjoyed it. It's fun.
All right. Music for tonight's show is The End of Time by Moonbow, and thanks again for listening, everybody. That's all I've got. We'll see you next time. See you, everybody.
See ya.
Bye.